Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rats. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, often imitated, never duplicated superstar, Tim Vicious. And this week, we are going over the Royal Rumble. Was in St. Louis, Missouri. And, I'm just going to throw it out there right now. This year's threw me the fuck off like crazy. Not because of the fact that, because of the winners, the losers, and the matches and all. No. Because it was on a fucking Saturday this year. I mean, honestly, look, as best as my memory goes, I can't remember, a handful of shows that they did in the UK that you could only get through, tape trading or having to hunt for it online, or sometimes when they would do stuff on the network. Don't really recall WWE ever really doing too many Saturday pay-per-views, really. And that's not and that does exclude on how WrestleManias have been broken down into two nights. That's its own parallel thing. I'm just saying, it being this show is on Saturday normally altogether. And listen, I get why. I get why they always did Sunday. Sunday, it's an easy night, sales-wise. Saturday, okay, it's a little different, but I'm hoping that they're just like, well, goddamn, pal, let's try this shit just for this year, and then they go back to Sunday. That's just me personally, though, but anyways. Also, no pre-match show, no pre-show match this year. That's right. This is definitely one for the history books, because this Royal Rumble had no pre-show match. So, with that said, now that I've done jibber-jabbering for the sake of jibber-jabbering, let's get into this week's show. First match of the night, Roman Reigns defending his coveted WWE Universal Championship against one Seth Rollins. My God, man. Okay. I tip my hat and give credit where credit's due. Seth is fucking brilliant with the way he does his gear and he sets shit up. Because, like I said, past couple weeks, taunting Roman like, hey, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing, huh? And then bringing up on how he broke up the Shield by taking the chair, cracking it on Mox, all this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. What does he come out to? He comes out to the old Shield music, comes out through the crowd in his old Shield gear. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That was fucking... Now, listen. We all know on how I feel about Triple H. He's one of my all-time faves, good, bad, and indifferent. Yes, I even do shit on him when he does bad. You don't believe me? Look back on some of the old shit. Because trust me, I did get hot plenty of times. That being said, though, Triple H was always marked as a cerebral assassin. I'm pretty sure he just gave that moniker to Seth and said, go out there and start fucking with some people. And just, yeah. He fucking went with it doing that. Like I say, he came out with the Shield gear. Now, Seth, as far as the match went, Seth, he was leading at the start. Really dug the pace and the flow of the match. It was really nice. At one point when Roman was running in full gear, he was charging up for a spear, and Seth countered it like in mid-motion as Roman's running, leaped up, and boom, dropped him with a pedigree in mid-run. Just like, holy fucking shit. And before that, it was Seth powerbombing Roman into the table. And it was just really good action. There was a lot of good action, really good storytelling too. Now, on how the match came to an end, at one point, Roman, he had the guillotine on Seth, and Seth crawling, reaching for the ropes for dear life, and then referee Charles Robinson goes, and then, Seth grabs the rope. Seth grabbed the rope. Now, however, comma, again, really like that saying, however, comma, just keep that in mind, folks, for future reference. However, comma, you watch it hard enough, you watch it with a sharp enough eye, you could see Charlie Robinson kind of lean Seth's arm over into the rope, and I'm not going to nitpick, I'm just saying, you see, if you got a sharp enough eye, you notice it, but for entertainment value, you know, it's like saying, you know, like, if you know how the magician pulls a rabbit out of the hat, does it make the trick any less fun? That kind of argument. No sense in debating and arguing on that and saying, oh, this was shit because of that. No, it was just an observation. But Seth grabbed the rope. Ref, 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, don't make me do this. Come on, break it all. 5. All right, that's it. Ring the bell. And match is called DQ. Seth wins via disqualification because Roman had refused to let go. After the match, though, Roman then proceeded to give Seth a beatdown with a chair and then walked off. Now, while I said I will not critique and criticize on how about that with the match, one thing I will critique and criticize, and I have fun doing this on a regular, not on an almost regular basis. One Brian Alvarez, that little fuckknuckle, decided to go and try and say, well, Roman won the match. Okay, enlighten me then, Mr. Dipshit, because last I checked, you actually did compete in independent rings, unlike Moy, who only did the yard-tard stuff. But, if it was ruled as a disqualification, Seth would have won via the disqualification then. Not Roman. Just saying, throwing that out there. Okay, well, next matchup, well, oh man, I'm gonna get hit in the back of the head, so I'm gonna get hit in the back of the head really bad for that. We're going over to Women's Royal Rumble now, and well, let's just say it was nothing short of a miracle I survived watching this. Thank the gods for a good cardiologist and a well-stocked supply of heart medication. With that said, the match started out with Sasha Banks in a Sailor Moon outfit, which I'm pretty sure Sasha Banks dressed as Sailor Moon is going to be the new kink of 2022. And Melina was number 2 entry, and for those wondering, yes, Melina still does the splits. Well, as quick as Melina entered, she left and was eliminated, and then Sasha proceeded to go and show that she could do the splits, and yeah. Either way, the match started. Either way, match went on and on, and at one point, Dana Brooke came out and she actually kind of got a Kofi spot save with Reggie grabbing her like, oh, I got you. Boom, you're back on the apron, go. Kind of like that, you know, but yeah. Now, at one point also, now I'm not calling entry, otherwise we'll be here all goddamn night, and we ain't got that kind of time. This is supposed to be a short-lived show. It's supposed to be a short-timed show. Do as best I can, folks. Sonya Deville came out, and, well, I'm slightly awkwardly confused and interested at Sonya Deville's new ring attire, because it reminds me of this dominatrix-like lady I chased after in my younger 20s. Pretty sure I'm gonna get hit for mentioning that now. Boom, moving forward. She came out, decided to sit at commentary while did not enter the ring at all yet. So, technically, she was not an entry yet, so she was perfectly fine. Sat there, called the match, perfectly fine. Would have personally liked it if she went up telling Saxton to shut up once or twice, but either way, Charlotte then came out. She was number 17, and Charlotte, yeah, she did call and announce that she was going to be in it, and when she did, it started turning the gears in my head thinking, okay, like with Brock in 20, but if she does win, then she says she's going to pick her challenger. That right there actually adds a whole new dynamic to the Royal Rumble itself, because, let's just say for the sake of argument, you got Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, both world champions. You could see Roman saying, going and preaching to the heavens, I'm in God mode, nobody can touch me, I've destroyed everyone in this company, not just this roster, but this company. There's no one left for me to go against. And then Brock chasing and hounding Roman, saying, I want a match with you, I want a match with you. No, fine. Then enters the Rumble, wins, and then then make a challenge to Roman. And I'm just using Brock and Roman as examples, mind you. But I'm just saying, that adds a whole new dynamic. So, if something like that were to proceed later in the future, I would be all cool with that. But I would want it to be done in a proper way, not just well, we got nothing for this champion, so fuck it. Have them go in, win, and they'll say they want this guy. But that goes without saying all the time. Now, at one point, Sonya eventually does get out of the commentary booth because, of all people, Cameron, Naomi's old partner, Cameron, was a surprise entry for the Rumble, and much to the surprise, she didn't screw up any pinfall attempts. Didn't screw up nothing by trying to do a pinfall while somebody was laying on their stomach. Sonya then proceeded it's a good friend of Naomi. If she were eliminated, she'd be very abrupt and upset about it? No? Yes. Oh, well, click. Then got up, started messing with her, took her out, and then proceeded to get into the Rumble. At one point, got eliminated, and then wound up screwing Naomi over, who was getting everything set up for the quote-unquote Kofi spot, as we like to call it here on the show. And, yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. That was, again, something a little different. I dug that. And probably the hands fucking down, the biggest surprise that I saw with the Rumble, when Mickie James came out. Now, they already announced Mickie James was going to be in the Rumble, and yes, she's under contract with Impact. And yes, she's the Impact Women's Champion. Here's the kicker. She came out to her Impact music while wearing the Impact title. So, just think about this for a moment, to put it in this kind of perspective. Think of it like this. That would have been like the equivalent of somebody from WCW, who was the United States champion, come out in the Royal Rumble to their WCW music while carrying the WCW US title. And, it's a big deal. That was honest to goodness a big deal. And I think a lot of people haven't given that enough credit. Or recognition, because, and I'm not trying to blow smoke up WWE's ass, but I'm saying, the apparent rumor and story on how that came to be was John Laurinaitis contacted Mickie saying, do you want to come and do this spot for the Rumble? Well, I'm with Impact. Well, it's okay. New rules, no borders now. And I'm guessing they didn't know she was their champion, until like Pat McAfee said something on SmackDown, but it was just wow. I thought that was just like the coolest part. The second coolest was when Summer Rae came out, and she ran down, and was yelling "fuck you" to Natalya as she was coming down, which, like, okay, that girl was smart because she knew she's got like 15 seconds to make herself noticed before she gets in the ring. So what's she going to do at that time? She's going to go out there and yell "fuck you" to the one person she don't like. Way cool. Other big surprise entry was Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan came out, and it was a heartfelt moment when Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan got to see each other again. They both locked eyes and saw each other. Oh, little semi-Riot Squad reunion almost brought a tear to my eye, and all I could think is somebody needs to splice the Titanic song of them two locking eyes with each other again. And then Sarah Logan got eliminated. Yeah, and then Liv got taken out, which I did say my prediction was she was going to win. I was wrong. But at the same time, I kind of couldn't help but laugh because seeing all the angry Liv Morgan fangirls on the Twitter blow up shit like blah, 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 I can't believe she's out. Seeing kids get mad and upset about this kind of stuff really does make this cranky, bitter old man happy. Not gonna lie. Nikki came out, and when Nikki Ash was out, and then Mighty Molly was a surprise entry, and as soon as Molly got in the ring, Nikki went ballistic and started going nuts on her, ripped her cape off, threw her out of the ring, and then proclaimed there's only enough room in here for one superhero, which I'm pretty sure Shane Helms in the back is just looking like, what's up with that? Yeah. And now Ronda Rousey was an entry, which want to say surprise entry, but not so much considering Bleacher Report wound up putting it out there at some point saying that, oh hey, WWE's talking to Ronda Rousey. Yeah. Which is one of the big things I think is one of the biggest fucking issues with the internet is people give away spoilers way too quick and easy, and it just kind of, a lot of times it sucks the fun out of the surprise. You know, there's more fun in having and not knowing who's going to be there as opposed to who is. But yeah. The final two came down to Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, and Ronda wound up tossing Charlotte over. Ronda got the win, did the big thing, pointed to the WrestleMania sign, pyro went off. The WrestleMania sign actually caught fire after that. They had to bring it down, put it out, evacuate the fans from that area. And yeah, talk about big, I can't wait to hear somebody that's on the production team about 5-6 years from now tell stories about this. So, following night on Raw, Ronda's out there, and not saying this in a body shaming way, but man, she was wearing some serious mom jeans that like came up to like almost her belly button. Just like, damn girl. You can wear them at hip level, right? Just saying. But she was saying she could challenge Charlotte, she could challenge Rebecca, and kept emphasizing on how Becky Lynch is Rebecca. Okay, get it. We get it. Listen, she wasn't that good on the mic before, she sure as hell isn't now. Unless she's going to have Paul Heyman speak for her, please, for the love of God, keep her conversations minimal. That's all I ask. Becky Lynch then comes out looking like the St. Pauli's beer girl that you see, like the girl that's on the bottles and cans for the St. Pauli's beer. Becky Lynch came out looking like that, which, you know, I'm not one for drinking, but seeing her dressed like that surprisingly made me quite parched. But either way, Becky then came out, so good to see you back, you know. I'm not gonna lie, thought you weren't gonna. Haven't seen it, thought you weren't gonna come back again. You know, but let's just think about this. Nobody was able to beat you except me. And I'm the only one that was able, and nobody's beaten me for this title I've taken off you. So what's that say? So, who are you gonna pick, huh? Come on. Because it's no surprise you're gonna pick me. And then she did an arm throw, held her arm, and Becky's just looking like, oh, how rude of you. And then she says, oh, you'll have my answer on Friday. Like, damn. Like, did Ronda Rousey learn on how to cut a promo from a Karen or something? Ugh. And then at the end of after that, Lita then came out on Raw and then issued a challenge to Becky Lynch for a match at Elimination Chamber, which is in Saudi Arabia, so that's a pretty cool thing. We'll talk about the Saudi stuff on another time, another episode, but yeah. Moving forward, next matchup, Doudrop versus Becky Lynch for the women's title. And, well, just as I thought I survived just as I thought I was starting to get better from the Royal Rumble, from the Women's Rumble, then they bring out the MILF, Becky Lynch. Pretty sure, yeah. Sorry. Ooh, I feel phantom hits already. Now this Doudrop, she was leading, doing a power game. Becky, you know, had that really nice fighting from the ground up kind of feel to it, but honestly, between the sign catching fire and and that match itself with the Women's Rumble, it just felt like it was the right match in the wrong spot. You know? Almost, yeah, it really did. It just like, whew, man, there's no right way to put that. There's no right spot to put this match. Damn. Becky got the win doing the manhandle rock bottom slam from the middle rope. 1, 2, 3. That was it. So yeah. Next up we got Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. So now I have legit reason to say this. And now it's time for a death battle! And oh my God, this was what I was waiting for. They started out nice, really good, solid collar elbow tie up. Both threw Germans at each other. Brock threw a German at Bobby. Bobby just rolled up, got back on his feet like, oh, okay, we're going to play like this. Okay. And then Bobby, he wound up throwing a German to Brock. Brock just gets up like, oh, you can do them too. You're good. And yeah. So yeah, this was a big old this was a hoss. Big old hoss. Big meaty men having slapping meat. This was meat slapping meat kind of action. Yeah, thankful we don't have HR here to deal with any kind of vulgarity on this show, because Lord knows we'd be fucking screwed on that shit. But yeah, at one point Brock hits Bobby with 5 Germans back to back to back to back to back, and then winds up going for the F5. Bobby rolls out of it, pops in the hurt lock. You could see he's got it in. Now, again, the fan perspective in me, as he had that in, all I could think is, now you got it in, now ragdoll his ass. He did not. He did not ragdoll him. But we wound up getting a ref bump. In fact, 2, because the ref took a small bump into the corner, and then was like, ooh. And then took a big one when Brock had Bobby up, spun him around for the F5, boom, got caught with the F5. Got caught from the boot from Bobby for an F5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Roman comes out, attacks Brock Lesnar, and then just looks over at Paul. Like that. And Paul while holding the title. And the whole time, Paul's face, complete blanks, complete emotionless. He doesn't show any kind of turncoat look on him. He doesn't show any evil, sinister grin. It's just, holy shit. And it's got the gears in my head turning, thinking, was this something that they were going to say they had planned all along? This something they got going? What was up here? But either way, Roman, he's got the title, he's holding it, waits for Brock to get up. Wham! Slams him in the face with it. And all I could think, first thought was, God damn, when's the last time we saw that on a WWE show? Like, seriously, when's the last time we saw somebody grab the title and use it as a weapon like that? You know? I'm just saying. But after that, he leaves. Bobby then gets rolled over. Bobby then rolls over onto Brock. 1, 2, 3. So you're a winner and new WWE Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley. And then the following night on Raw, they wound up saying that Bobby Lashley will defend the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber in Saudi Arabia in an Elimination Chamber match. They had the match, they had the qualifiers for the night. So the Elimination Chamber will be Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins, Austin Theory, Brock Lesnar, Riddle, and AJ Styles. So yeah, that's definitely going to be one hell of an interesting match. Just with the namesake alone. So now we come to mixed tag match, Miz and Maryse versus Edge and Beth Phoenix. And well, by the time this match came up, I was just sitting there thinking, okay, my heart's good now. I'm good now. I survived the Women's Rumble. I survived seeing Becky. I'm good. And then we saw Maryse and Beth Phoenix and was like, I'm dead. Yeah. Maryse looking like something off a fucking Victoria's Secret photo shoot, and Beth Phoenix doing like a fucking Uber, like doing like a way kick-ass Luna Vachon tribute between the hair and the little eye makeup on the side right there. Just way fucking cool. Now, as far as this match went, heels were leading. Edge was the punching bag for a bit. When Beth eventually got the hot tag come in, she destroys Maryse. She destroyed Maryse real quick and fast. And then at one point, Maryse, she started to build up some momentum. Like, it was like shades of 2009 Maryse all over again, just like out of nowhere. Climbed up to the top. Jumped off, did a head scissors. And then then got over to the rope. And did her pose. Just, yeah. How the match came to an end was Edge and Beth did a double spear to Miz, and then both Edge and Beth hit a glam slam on their respective opponents. 1, 2, 3, and yeah. So now we come to the men's Royal Rumble match, which was the closer for the night. It started out with AJ and Nakamura, and this was damn good. Hell of a damn good starter. Now, at one point, Sami Zayn came in, and then Johnny Knoxville came in right after him, and Johnny Knoxville's getup honestly looked like what I attempt to try and make every creator wrestler in a 2K game look like. The most silliest, stupidest, what the fuckest costume you can think of. He got in there, eliminated Sami, and then just went up, started getting in AJ's face. Wham! Threw a forearm at him. AJ, you want to play? Okay, kid. and then just went berserk on him, and then he got eliminated. Now when Omos came in, Omos was interesting when he came in. When he came in, he pretty much murked everyone in the ring. At one point, everyone backed into a corner. Omos was here, everyone was there. He was like, whoa, guys, I got a plan. And then grabbed Damian Priest. You're the biggest guy over here. You get him. Pretty much sacrificing Damian Priest. While Omos was busy eliminating Priest, everyone then ganged up to go and toss Omos over. You could see Omos fighting it, and it was just like, not like the other guys were winning or losing. It was just like they were stuck there. AJ then proceeded to get off the group and then get a running charge, wham, and throw a running shot at Omos, which then got him over. But yeah, I definitely see something in Omos. I can see him being, I can definitely see him being one of the bigger names coming up soon. Also, big surprise in the match, Drew McIntyre returned. I said Drew was going to return soon. Honestly, I was not expecting the Rumble. I was expecting like some SmackDown build-ups. But he came in, Drew returned, and then took out Moss and Corbin. Now, this is where it gets interesting. At one point, Kofi was in the Rumble, and Kofi botched the Kofi spot. Now, they showed the replay right away, and it just, again, this is me and just my perspective, it had the gears turning. Okay, we had Naomi slip up on hers. She didn't get her spot this night. And she's been notorious for it. Kofi didn't get his. Did they do that on purpose? We being worked here? I mean, obviously Naomi's was because of Sonya Deville, but are we getting worked here? Because it was almost immediately after Kofi got eliminated and got into the back, he started putting out very heartfelt messages about it on Twitter and shit, saying like on how he tried but he failed, and you know. And honestly, even if it's not, I'm not worried on it. I'm just thinking, I'm just saying, I'm thinking it. But I also have the mindset of, dude, everything on camera is a fucking work until it's not. You know, I mean, I thought the screw job was a work until we saw the heartfelt Mr. McMahon sit down interviewing in the Wrestling with Shadows doc. But either way. Back to the Rumble. Yeah. Also, a big surprise was Bad Bunny. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't know who the hell that cat was until SummerSlam. And then, the motherfucker won me over with the way he performed at fucking WrestleMania with Damian Priest. Like, okay, this kid has been a diehard fan all his life. I get that. He busted his ass all day, every day, 6+ hours working in the ring, building up, learning, studying, everything he had to do for that match. And he fucking blew it out the park. And he did phenomenal on this. I mean, at one point, doing a fucking code red on someone. Now, Shane McMahon was also a huge surprise, which I was just like, okay, was not expecting the best in the world, Shane McMahon. But out he was. And then, much to not so much surprise to everyone, Brock Lesnar was number 30 in the Rumble. And when he came in, he destroyed everyone. And at one point, Brock was staring down Bad Bunny, and he just like, and my first thought was, if I was that dude, I would have just eliminated myself. Because I was not going to want to go and try and deal with a pissed off Brock Lesnar. Very few guys in wrestling I would legit want to get into a fight with. Brock Lesnar's one of them. But Brock tossed him out. Like I said, he destroyed and marked everyone. Him and Drew were the last two guys. He tossed out Drew. He won. Following night on Raw, he said he wants Roman Reigns. But first things first, he's going to challenge Roman Reigns. But first things first, he wants a WWE Championship rematch. So he wants it to be a title versus title match, which I'm okay with, honestly. I'm okay with it if it means we're going to get like, well, what they were doing when they first started the draft and the brand extensions back in 03, like in 02, 03-ish era, when, you know, you have one distinctive world champion that plays on both shows, you know? And you can have a number one contender on SmackDown and the number one contender on Raw. You have him challenge this guy and then this guy, and you could just do something like that, yeah. But either way. So, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Thank you to my executive producer, Ali Ray Ben. Make sure you find his music. It's out there on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that good shit. Details are down below. Also, thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Also, folks, make sure you look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious, and don't forget to follow these cool ass cats right here on the Twitter. Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Diabolica RA, Sergeant Curry Pants and Dubs in your face. And folks, like I always tell you, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck yous.